All right. Welcome everyone to Garden of the Spirit class learning apples from the orchard. For the second time beginning after Pesach 2014, this class meets in Long Meadow, Massachusetts, center of the universe, and is held in memory of Malka Ruth Bas Moshe Margaret Vogel of blessed memory. I might be the only one here in Long Meadow. Gershon is, unless that time that he's here. Apples in the Orchard contains selections of teachings of Kabbalah from the Arizal, Rabbi Yitzchak Luria, based on the weekly Torah portion, superbly translated and explained by Rabbi Moshe Wisniewski. And we are on page 917. All right, last week we learned about tzedakah. Yeah. Last week we had interesting things about tzedakah. This week is more. Um, all right, here we go. I have to remember what these steps are. Page 917. This chapter has 4 small, distinct sections. Much of the chapter will explain tzedakah by looking at the letters that spell tzedakah, tzadik, dalid, kuf, and hey, and their significance in Kabbalah. The first 3 letters represent deficiency, similar to the need for tzedakah, which are repaired by the letter hey and the act of tzedakah. Okay, Alan, are you ready?
For you, always.
That's great. Thank you.
The orthography of charity.
The what?
The orthography.
What's that?
Orthography is looking at the way something is spelled to determine the meaning of the word.
Okay. Thank you very much for helping. I thought it had something to do with birds.
No, that's ornithology.
Sounds the same to me.
Yeah, it's all Greek, right?
Yeah, that too. Hebrew.
Yeah, it's Hebrew.
Oh, Greek. I get it now.
Greek. You got that?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay.
When there will be a poor man from among your brothers in one of the gates of your land, which Hashem, your Hashem, is giving you, do not constrict your heart or close your hand before your poor brother. Rather, open your hand to him or loan him as much as he needs of what he is lacking.
Next line.
The mystical significance of charity, tzedakah, is as follows. The word for charity, tzedakah, is spelled tzadik, daled, kuf, hey.
Okay. The first letter is tzadi, commonly called tzadik. The tzadi is drawn as a nun bent forward with the head to the left. A yud is then written on the right, attached to the body of the bent nun. Or attached to the diagonal line.
Yeah.
As you know, there is a precise way a shofar is supposed to write each of the letters in a Torah, tefillin, or mezuzah. Among the halachic authorities, there are a few differences of opinion. The right side of the tzadi is written as a yud. According to the Bet Yosef, it is written as a standard yud, where the stem of the yud is attached to the bottom right of its head. According to the script attributed to the Arizal, this yud on the right side of the tzadi is written with its stem attached to the bottom left of the head of the yud. The yud appears to face right. while the nun appears to face left. This represents Zeir Anpin and Nukva that face away from each other, what we call interaction in a manner that is back to back. They interact, so there is divine flow to lower worlds in creation, but it is done in a minimal manner or on autopilot. And there is a picture of the two tzadis in the book. Go ahead, continue, Alan.
The yud in the letter tzaddik faces opposite to the yud of the nun of the tzaddik, and this indicates that Zeir Anpin and Nukva are back to back. In the scribal script used for writing Torah scrolls, the tefillin and mezuzahs, the letters of the alphabet have precise forms as dictated by Jewish law. The Arizal system is basically the same as that of Rabbi Yosef Karo, with 7 exceptions. One of these is the form of the letter tzaddik, which is formed by writing a slightly bent over nun and then attaching a yud on the right. According to Rabbi Karo, this yud is to be written facing the nun, that is, in its normal orientation. Most letters in the Hebrew alphabet appear to be facing left. According to Arizal, however, the yud is to be written facing right. This is also the way the Sephardim write tzaddik. No, I say yes. As we know, the partzufim being back to back is the least favorable position in which the flow of divine beneficence is severely limited. One of the ramifications of this situation is material poverty in the physical world.
Okay. Yeah, there's a deficiency of the flow of divine beneficence. 3. That's the letter Tzadi. The second letter is Daled.
They don't say anything about the other 3 lines in the tzaddik.
Which 3 lines?
Over on the left-hand side.
The what?
Like where the nun be bent forward on top of the nun. There's 3.
That's the crown. It's not an essential. Well, I mean, it has to be done, but it's not considered. It's not the letter.
Okay.
It's an adornment of the letter.
Okay.
The second letter is Daled. The Hebrew word dal means impoverished. With the tuf at the end, it is the feminine form referring to nukva. I'm only right there. That nukva is impoverished. Okay, go ahead to the next one.
The Daled, the second letter of the word tzedakah, indicates that nukva is impoverished, inasmuch as the word Daled means poor. The adjective dal means poor, so dal can be seen as a feminine form of this word. Since Zeir Anpin and nukva are back to back, nukva does not receive the full flow of divine beneficence it needs.
Okay, 4. The third letter is Kuf. Kuf has 2 parts, Dalet on the right and Zayin on the left. It means interaction occurs, but the leg on the left extends below the line, which indicates divine flow extending to Klipa. We now have the first 3 letters of Sukkah indicating problems with interaction between Zeir Anpin and Nukva. Houston, we have a problem. Alan, go ahead.
Even though the third letter Kaf does indicate a certain low-grade coupling, its leg is long, indicating that the divine beneficence it channels unfortunately extends to the realm of evil. The kuf is formed of a slightly truncated kuf and a lowered zayin. These two letters are facing the normal way, indicating a measure of coupling. But the lowered zayin, the leg of the kuf, extends below the line, indicating a flow into the lower realms of reality, that is, evil.
Okay, 5. Don't panic, because this is repaired by giving tzedakah, which is represented by the last letter of tzedakah, hey. Both sides of hey face each other, unlike tzadi, where the two heads were facing away from each other. Hey has a right side and a left side, unlike dalid. And both sides are level, unlike kuf. The hay is face to face, it's evenly balanced, and its leg does not descend to provide nourishment to klipa. Go ahead, Alan.
In order to freshen, that is, rectify this situation, we must give charity, which fills in the missing elements of the first three letters as the letter hey, which depicts the true coupling, this being the mystical significance of the letter hey, as explained in the Zohar. The hey is seen as a perfectly balanced letter in which the leg does not extend below the line as it does in the kuf. And there is a coupling between its two parts, unlike the dalet, which lacks a second half to couple with. As we will see, the hey is the rectified form of the kuf in the dalet.
Now, 6. One of the calamities that occurred in the Garden of Eden was that the snake injected muck into Chava. This was then transmitted to Cain. The letter Kuf of tzedakah stands for Cain, while the letter Hey stands for Hevel. When a person gives tzedakah, he should have in mind that the leg of Kuf that extends below the line to Klipa withdraws above the line and turns the letter into Hey, thus denying Klipa divine nourishment. Go ahead, Alan.
Now, the kuf signifies Cain, that is the spreading of the impurity of evil, while the hey signifies Chavel. The name Cain begins with a kuf, while the name Chavel begins with a hey. Another version.
This is from 3. This is was from Sefer Lekutim, Shar HaMitzvahs, and Tamei HaMitzvahs. Now the next 3 small pieces are all from Sefer Lekutim. 7. Another teaching. One of the meanings of the name Cain is a nest. Since this is Cain we're talking about, it's a nest of impurity. The muck of the snake that is spread to humanity from Chava and Cain. This is the leg of the kuf that we discussed before that extends below the line to Klipa. Now, Abigail, would you like to pick up? Page 919.
Another version of this teaching, another aspect of tzedakah, the letter kuf alludes to Cain, as above, the nest of impurity, the spreading of the venom of the primordial snake. Specifically, this refers to the leg of the kuf as above.
Number 8. When you give tzedakah, you should have in mind that the leg of the kuf below the line withdraws upward above the line, and the kuf becomes hay. Klipa can no longer be nourished. This teaching was told to Rabbi Chaim Vital by Rabbi Eliyahu Falcon in the name of the Arizal.
When you give charity, intend that thereby the kuf will become a hay, as the extension of the leg of the kuf is withdrawn upward producing the form of the hay. When this occurs, it prevents the forces of evil from latching on and deriving sustenance this way. I heard this latter idea from Rabbi Eliyahu Falcon in my father's, the Arizal's, name.
Okay, 9. Yet another teaching on tzedakah. The act of tzedakah mimics the letters of Yud K Vav K of Havaya. Please read, Abigail.
The one giving the charity should also intend to unite the letters of the name Havaya in the following way. By giving charity, we facilitate the union of the partsufim. This then allows the divine beneficence to flow unrestrictedly. The coin he gives to the poor person.
One moment.
Oh,
Number 10. The coin for tzedakah stands for the letter Yud. Yud is basically a dot, a point, which is how we describe the letter Yud. Okay, go ahead.
The coin he gives to the poor person manifests the Yud of the name Havaya. The coin is the concentrated point of divine beneficence, similar to the Yud, the smallest of the letters, which signifies the seminal drop of insight, Chachma.
Okay, 11. A person gives tzedakah with his hand. A hand has 5 fingers for the first letter, Hey, of Havaya.
The 5 fingers of the hand of the giver manifest the first Hey of the name Havaya. The numerical value of the Hey is 5.
12. The arm of the person who gives tzedakah is shaped like the letter Vav.
His extended arm manifests the Vav of the name Havaya, since the straight arm is visually similar to the form of the Vav, essentially a straight line.
And the 5 fingers of the hand of the person who gets tzedakah represents the second Hey of Havaya.
The 5 fingers of the hand of the recipient manifest the final Hey of the name Havaya.
Okay. And now we have a final teaching. As we've seen, the 4 letters of Havaya correspond to Chachma, Bina, Zerampin, and Nukva. I just read Abba Ima, right?
Yeah.
No.
Abba Bina?
What did I do?
I don't know. Abba Bina?
Abba and Ima.
Yeah.
I was changing it.
Yes.
You're very impatient, Ellen.
I'm not impatient.
You're very impatient. If I don't open the Zoom 10 minutes before, you start to panic and think that if we're not having a class. As we've seen, the 4 letters of Havaya correspond to Abba, Ima, Zerampin, and Nukva. Yud and Hey, the first 2 letters, correspond to the intellect, and the last 2 letters, Vav and Hey, correspond to the emotions. People are at their best when our intellect and emotions are in harmony. Intellect leads and emotions support the decision of the intellect. In Kabbalah, the groups of spheres, intellect and emotion, work in harmony. When a person gives tzedakah, he should think that he joins the Yud Hey, the intellect, with Vav Hey, the emotions. And that's the next part.
The purpose of giving charity before prayer is to unify the first 2 letters of the name Havaya, Yud Hey, that are separated from the final 2 letters Vav Hey. The first 2 letters of the name Havaya indicate Chachma and Bina, i.e. the intellect. The second 2 letters indicate the emotions and their expression. Before prayer, the intellect is divorced from emotion and expression, and through prayer, we join our divine consciousness with our emotions and means of expression, so that they too should be God-oriented. The surest way to ensure that this is successful is by performing an act of charity or other good deed before prayer. This indicates that our intentions are good and that we are giving concrete expression to our desire that all our emotions and deeds follow these good intentions.
Okay, now 15. The Arizal here says to actually declare this intention with a statement that includes the line, to join the Holy One, blessed be He, with His Shekhinah. It is our custom to say this
Mhm.
just in the early part of the morning davening before Baruch Shamar. Many some Siddurim do not have it for any mitzvah, and some say the statement before performing a variety of mitzvahs, such as counting the Omer. But here they resolve rights to say it, to make this declaration before giving tzedakah. Okay, go ahead.
Before performing the good deed or giving the charity, however, it is necessary to say, I am doing this in order to unify the Holy One, blessed be He, and His Shekhinah in love and fear of God, in the name of all Israel. In this way, He will connect the Yud He with the Vav He. The Holy One, blessed be He, is usually an appellation for Zer Anpin, indicated by the Vav of the name Havaya, while the Shekhinah, divine presence or indwelling, is an appellation for Nukva, indicated by the final He of the name Havaya. In this context, however, it appears that the Holy One, blessed be He, denotes the Yud He, and the Shekhinah denotes the Vav He. Or perhaps the union of the Vav and the final He lead to the larger, more general union of the Yud He and the Vav He.
Thank you very much. So this is this. I think next week, let me say goodbye. Well, I plan to do the class Monday night. Tuesday night, we have our barbecue. Alan already told me he's not coming. Abigail, whatever, you're welcome to join us. So that's Tuesday night, so we could do our class Monday night. I should point out that Alan, by mistake, I didn't send the link for this week's class on by email, and so Alan, you pointed that out to me. Thank you very much. I overlooked that. So I think that's that. Let me.
Do you think it's
Sure.
7 or 6:45?
I sent it afterwards when he pointed out to me, like 10 to 7 or so.
No, I
did
mean
the
next
one.
Monday, will it be at 6:45 for the
Next
minimum?
Monday,
Yeah.
probably,
Okay.
maybe a little before.